morning. Good morning. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV, the Black Dragon Biker News Network, the Biker News Experience. With Biker News you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world you happen to be. Today, we are going to be riding off of the back of a spectacular interview with the father of the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation, Paul Pep Perry. Last night was his debut on someone's channel other than mine, a podcaster by the name of KSOLO. He did an incredible show with his co-host. I thought we were the only biker news and motorcycle club channel in the entire world to have our own doctor, but it looks like somebody else has a doctor too. That's interesting. But he has a doctor on his show as well, and they did a wonderful interview of the father of the Black Sabbath Nation. And so we just reacting to that this morning, and it's a light news day, so we'll be talking about whatever crops up on our minds. You guys are welcome to send in questions, and maybe a few of you might even be able to call in or something if you want. But it's a light show today, and we're going to be talking to the father about many things that are on his mind. And it's just exciting for me to see that very amazing interview they did with him, especially in the wake of so many things that have happened in our club that have been negative over the past year, actually a few years, but certainly over the past year since late 2025, and a lot of developments that happened with me. There was a lot of things that happened to him just simply from his affiliation with and support and loyalty towards myself. Many lies were told about him and stuff like that, and really did, these people, and this happens in so many clubs, these folks that have to prop themselves up by derogatory things towards others, especially people that have been there since before they came there. There seems to be an attack in our society, and especially in motorcycle clubs, and most especially it seems on the black set. There tends to be this attack on the OGs. I think maybe it's a one of those things that is just natural. Like the young bull wants to come in and get him some cows too. But at the expense, at the behest of the old bull, sometimes it just gets to be a little ridiculous. But, as long as you're in the game, you got to be sharp. You got to be mentally aware. You got to be able to fight. And so that's the thing. I often find myself in a lot of competition with younger guys. And I guess that's just what comes when you're still in the game, and you still got to be sharp. So anyway, we're going to talk with him this morning, and I'll be right back on in a minute and 7 seconds with my co-hosts, and we'll be following up on the very spectacular and amazing interview that KSOLO did yesterday with his co-host. And I was just really excited to see it, and to see how the father did, man. Just really amazing to me. So anyway, thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining in. And we'll be back in a minute and 7 seconds. The father of the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation, the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation, Father Paul Pep Perry. And we're following up on the KSOLO interview, and we'll be back with you in just a second. Thanks for tuning in.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books, and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. So click on the screen, hit subscribe to get updated Biker News with MC Protocol. A lot of phonies popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about, but the man on this channel is the first to do it, and the only one that never sold out. His name's Black Dragon. Started in the day, they hit the ski, repping Uncle Sam. They traded that uniform for the best from the mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the mighty Black Sabbath MC. We're paid his dues and he earned his stripes. Prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life. Like Michael with the cowboy hat that knows kung fu and says get skinny. Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube.
Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV, the Black Dragon Biker News Network. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world you happen to be. And allow me to please introduce my co-hosts, the amazing police commissioner, the commish, the Honorable Lavish T. Williams.
What up?
And we are the only motorcycle club and MC protocol channel in the entire world. Well, kind of. To have our very own Dr. Logic in the house.
Well, I gotta say, if you look at the title.
Hey man, what's up with you guys this morning?
No, did you hear me, Black Dragon?
What'd you say?
You didn't have to change your intro because you are still the only biker news. Our friend KSOLO doesn't have a biker news podcast.
Thank you. Bro,
they do have a doctor, but their category is just a little bit different.
They do have a doctor. When I saw that last night, I was all, they got a doctor? Oh no. Okay, so we're still the only
I told you that before.
Did you?
Yes, I did. Right before the RTE.
The RTE?
Ride to eat.
You did a whole show on the RTE. Now you don't act like you know.
I did a whole show on the ride to eat.
That's what he's talking about.
I didn't call it the RTE. You know, Lavish, you need to stop acting like you're all on top of the game.
People that ride know what the RTE. Let me stop.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
You ran into that on your own, bro. You ran into that. We didn't bring it up. You ran into that one on your own.
Lavish, you need to stop acting like you know more about what's going on in Atlanta than I do and all that stuff. You need to stop.
I have no.
What's up, Slow?
What's silent.
Up, Black Legionnaire? Just what's up to everybody? Y'all have names. I don't want. No. You can't sit up here. Go sit down. Go. Let me put you on mute because I'm about to yell at my dog.
Wow. But you know, I guess I'll need to teach the preacher how to control animals. You know, I am the animal whisperer. You'll never hear me yelling at my dogs.
No, we heard you yell at Brutus several times on the air.
Oh my goodness. What's up with you, man? How are you this morning? Is it still cold? I mean, y'all still dealing with that?
No, it's still cold. You know what, Black Dragon? Let me go into this. It's still cold, but you remember yesterday, and I've always said this before, but I had this experience yesterday. You know how I've told you that I had just recently started talking to females in the bike club?
Uh-huh.
I've told you for years, I just never said nothing to women in the bike club because it's always a problem. Well, here's a perfect example. Last night I was out at a club, and this female who's been on the set quite some time, she used to wear some social club colors.
Yeah.
Then she went over to another club, and she's a property over there. And I've seen her. You know, this happened like maybe about a year ago. So I was out at the club yesterday, and you know, when you see your regular people that you used to seeing, you speak to everybody.
Right.
So I seen her on my way out, and I was like, oh, okay. She had her head down on her phone, and I waved my finger in front of her phone. She did not look up. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then I get a tap. And somebody said, yeah, don't do that.
Don't do what?
That's what I said. I said, because I was caught. So first I was caught off guard. I said, say that again. Yeah, man. Yeah, don't do that. Like, don't do that to her. Don't talk to her. Don't associate with her. Just don't bother. And at first, because this has never happened to me, but this is one of the reasons why I stay away. I don't get involved with things because people are they're weird in their own way. And at first, I'm like, man, I hope that this is who I think it is, because sometimes it's wintertime and everybody got on different garments and everything like that. So sometimes you might think that it's a person and it might not be that person. So I'm like, that is so and so, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just sitting there. He like he got a problem. And I just looked at him and I said, you know what, man? I give you that, man. I want to respect that, man. You know, but I'm laughing in my head because I'm going back and I'm thinking about what I've always shared with you and other people of why I do not talk to, you know, females in the bike world, because it's always, you never know what you know somebody else might be on.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to share that because I was like, wow, we just talked about that yesterday. I mentioned that yesterday. And that's a reason why I just always never you know, spoke to a lot of the females on the bike set, because there's always a problem with the women. And some of them used to think like, oh man, he think he too good to talk to me. He can't even speak. He just walked past me. Listen, man, I move a different type of way, man, because you got these dudes out here that just be sucker soft and everything, and their feelings and their emotions. They feel like they got a treasure or whatever they be thinking, man. I just be like, hey, I don't have nothing to do with that.
I've always known that you didn't really talk to women. I've always known that because, you know, of comments you've always made, especially in club, you know, so that you revealed the other day is something I've always known. And, you know, as I said yesterday, women have come a long way. Women have come a long way in this game. And they've worked hard for it. Now, Pep, he's coming on. He will tell you, I was just like you, Lavish. I was probably worse. And it was the father who really spent years beating into me the person I have become in terms of women. Pep used to call me the original woman hater. And my whole club used to think at one time, I've never shared this, but my whole club used to think at one time that I just hated the women. But I was very much like you at one time. I just did not deal with women. I didn't acknowledge them, none of that. And Pep was the one who led the way. And Pep has always been pro ladies. He's always been inclusive and loving and big brotherish and fatherish towards the ladies. I was the original. They don't need to be in the club. They don't need to be around. Pep used to be like, bro, the women are going to outdo the men. They're going to have more motorcycles. They're going to have, and he's always said, and I'm talking about from 30 and 40 years ago. He's always been pro ladies and pro women, and we'll let him come on and talk about that, because this morning, last night, there was an incredible interview done by KSOLO on his show, and it was absolutely amazing. I didn't have anything to do with that interview. I didn't even know really that it was happening. I'd heard about it, and then the preacher sent me the screenshot, and I was like, oh wow, this is happening now. It happened yesterday. And he gave me a lot of shout out and a lot of honor and respect, and I really appreciate that. But all the information that he had on there, he must have researched from, I have so much stuff online, and he must have researched that stuff, but he did his damned homework, bro. He did his homework. That they were really prepared on that show. They had gone out and gotten all of this information, and it was amazing how much they knew and how they were able to just talk to the father about the father. And there was no overarching Black Dragon, like he's on my show and I'm controlling everything, and things that our haters and detractors in our club will do. Oh, you can't trust that. That's Black Dragon. No, he was able to go on a completely independent show and give his views about this, that, and the other. And it was just amazing to see that. So, KSOLO, I want to give you a shout out, and to you and your co-host. I don't remember the doctor's name, which is why I haven't said it yet. Do you remember her name, preacher? I beg for that.
Well, let me say something. Because I saw the post that you put up. I mean, one of the texts that you put up. Somebody in the comments that asked, "It's your boy Can't Get Right. How you doing?" That KSOLO podcast. This is no slight or smite on Riding with KSOLO the podcast. Dr. Remy. So you have to. If I say it, it'll come out.
Dr. Remy.
Yeah. At all. I was on the show last night. KSOLO, real cool dude. I have never personally met Dr. Remy, but the show is excellent and everything. Being that Black Dragon was the national president of Black Sabbath, the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club. That's why he just brought that back up again. Not saying that they did anything wrong, because it was a great, excellent show last night. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yes.
I thought it was great too. Me and Logic, even we cracked the joke, man, because we knew deep down inside. We knew deep down inside, Black Dragon, he wanted to get on that show. We knew it. I ain't never seen Black Dragon in the comments or any comments as much.
I said that joker in the background, pacing the floor. Bring me on. It ain't about you, Doc.
I never said bring me on.
Boy, we knew he wanted to get on that show, man. If he had the link, man, he was gonna jump. He was gonna jump on that show.
I'm looking at the comments. I said, "Oh, he coming again. He coming." Hey, Lavish, you see that? Coming again.
Oh my goodness! Am I that transparent?
Yes.
Well,
I think that it was a great show. I mean, anytime I look at KSOLO's podcast, man. I mean, I don't know what kind of time he put behind the scenes, man, but he pulls out different pictures. He have his slideshows already together. I mean, he does his thing when it comes down to
I can speak to that, Lavish. I can actually speak to that because y'all know I was on a KSOLO show for almost a year, and what KSOLO puts into his production will get on your nerves. And that's just because he wants his show to be presented extremely well. I mean, there's pre-production, there's things behind. He wants to make sure your camera's right, make sure your lighting's right and everything. He just wants to present a great show visually. So then he don't have to worry about the mics and the lights and the cameras. Now let's get who we're talking about. Let me get their background, because he really wants to bring out the legacy of all these old school riders. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that out.
So we're gonna without further ado, we're gonna bring the father of the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation, Paul Pep Perry, on to the show. Man, please, with all honor and respect, accept the OG as he comes on, and here we are.
Good morning to my brothers. It's good to see you guys. Of course I join you guys every morning, but it's good to actually talk and to be able to talk to you guys. And first thing I want to congratulate Lavish on this well done job that you do, young man. That's everybody don't like what you do, but I do. Okay. And you do. So it don't really matter. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay. It's for a purpose. And you don't have to say nothing to nobody. I know what you're doing. But anyhow, and then Logic, you just the cream of the crop of the show. You know what I'm saying? You got that. You got something that's really unique.
You ain't no cream of the crop of the show, man. Get out of here.
Yeah, he is. He the reverend, man. He keeps everything in perspective. He don't let it fall off the table. Between you and Lavish, y'all dump the table over.
On the board now. He's gonna turn around and draw a point against me, man.
No, man, but hey, it's all good points. I love all three of you brothers, man. You guys are really making a difference. And and of course, Dragon, I've always wanted to say something to the people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just about a club. It's about us as a team. We don't want to end up like the Cowboys. And the Cowboys are extinct, okay? And this is where bikers are heading. They're looking to be extinct at the dumb crap that they pulling off, okay?
Right.
It don't make no sense, you know. The first thing I want to say to y'all is, man, thank y'all for even talking and communicating, because in the beginning there was no talking and communicating. It was all trial and error, okay? And we don't want to go back to trial and error. We've been to trial and error. I've been through it. I can tell you everything that's going to happen, and you're heading the wrong way. But the brothers are getting it together. Keep the peace coming, man. That's what I'd like to say to everybody. Keep the peace, man, because they declare martial on our ass. It's over, buddy. Or every color.
Yeah.
And you think your pets, you don't want nobody to mess with your pets. You might not even be like Australia. You can't even wear the damn thing. Can't have no tattoos. This is where we heading, homies. This is where y'all pointing us toward, you know, and I say I'm on the ride too, because hell, I'm with you. I'm a biker, gonna always be a biker. I'm down, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to say, though, y'all need to knock off the bush. Knock it off, man. It's scary to know where we're going, okay? And not to say I know everything, but I know about this shit, okay? Y'all got this wagon pointed in the wrong fucking direction. Finna go over a cliff. Oh, no, let me get off my ramp. Hey, good morning, everybody. Look, I didn't mean to start out like that, but yes, I did. That's the first thing I want to say to y'all. Wake up. Wake up before there won't be nothing to wake up to.
Wow. So you don't see the history, you don't see the future of motorcycle clubs as good at this point.
It's good to us, but it's not to other people. Are taking advantage of what we capitalize and we really love. You know, us old schoolers, man. There was nothing. I was riding when biking wasn't even cool. You know, nobody liked the biker in the 70s. Nobody, not even your own parents. Okay. But
talk to us a little bit about that, because some of the things that you were talking about last night, you've talked to me about my whole adult life. A lot of people, but you know, when you talk about it, you talk like as though you were talking to me, and I wanted to give more context to some of the things that you were saying. Like, there is this idea that you talk about when people have said many times before that, you know, the name Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club, many people have said we stole it from the band, and how are we taking their name? A lot of people that follow.
No way. Let me stop you right there. No. 1972, look, if you was called Black anything, you probably was going to get your ass whooped, okay? Won't you? And if you wasn't born then you don't even know what I'm talking about. It wasn't cool to be called Black until James Brown came out with the song I'm Black and I'm Proud, okay?
Right.
And that was way down the list, okay? So we were 7 black guys that rode on Sunday. And so we decided we was going to name ourselves Black Sabbath because we rode on Sundays, and every Sunday we rode. That was our off days, you know. That's where the name came from. If we'd have known that there was a club called Black Sabbath or whatever, it wouldn't have been nowhere in it. But no way we would have picked the name.
If you had known that there was a band named Black Sabbath, you would not have.
If we'd have known, no way. No, we was all out black then. Okay, it wasn't even cool to be called Black.
So if you had known that there was a white band of European rock and rollers called Black Sabbath, you would have picked a completely different name.
It would have been picked totally different.
So
I'm absolutely positive of that. Okay. I don't know what kind of music we was dancing to back then in the 70s, but it wasn't nothing from Britain, okay, or England or wherever they came from.
right. So people must have thought that was crazy for y'all. You know, we were still calling ourselves colored and Negro back then. People must have thought it was crazy for y'all to call yourselves the Black Sabbath.
Oh man, yes, they really did. You know, we was called Black SOBs too. You know, they just, I mean, we had to get past all of that.
I remember when I brought Black Sabbath to Atlanta, and we're talking in the 2000s. Okay, so in 2009, we were having meetings with a club that was here to flip over to Black Sabbath. And one of the things that they said was, you guys are a cult. We did not successfully flip that club. One of the things, we were having problems with the name Black Sabbath in the 2000s, where when we came to Atlanta, Atlanta can be a conservative Southern place, and people was like not even understanding that word Black Sabbath. They were like, what in the hell kind of motorcycle club are y'all from California? This is crazy. Black Sabbath, who would call themselves that? I thought,
we did.
You got people calling themselves Hell's Lovers. What do you mean, Black Sabbath? Like, they were treating us like that. Like, how are you guys going to call yourself? They were treating us like we were calling ourselves Devil's Disciples or Satan's sidekicks or something. It was
worse than the plague.
Say what, brother?
I rock with the same sidekicks, man. My cousin used to be a sidekick before he got killed.
Yeah, but when you call yourself Satan's sidekick down in the South, people are looking at, back then, people were like, Satan's sidekick, Hell's Lovers. Like people were
it was hard enough just being a biker, period. Did nobody like you? No one. Okay. No one liked you.
Why?
And they didn't have a reason.
Say what?
And they didn't have a reason.
Logic, what were you saying?
I was gonna say you can almost see why some parents, like when I grew on our generation, grew up, didn't want you around those groups because of the name. Well, you going to church Sunday, you ain't gonna hang out with them Satan sidekicks. You going to church.
Absolutely, positively.
When I first met Tia, she that was one of the things. She was like, where do y'all get those names? And then she was like, and then people's personal names, like Death Hammer and stuff like that. She Black Dragon, what on earth is that? Why can't you just be called what your mama called you? Baby, I don't know. That's just what people call themselves. Well, they're horrible names. So it was interesting when you guys rode around the city in San Diego back in those days. Pep, what was that like? Especially riding around the neighborhood. How did the neighborhood treat you?
Oh man, it really the neighborhood was glad to see us. Really, because the crime went down. They had somewhere to hang out. And as far as this going places, whenever we rode as a pack. So it was like, what the word's called, drill. And we rode as one. So it was all new to these people. It was 10 to 15 of us on bikes. You know what I'm saying? And we had from the beginning, we had the sissy bar with the backpack and sleeping bag on the back, and to come all the way up to cafe racing, to now back to baggers. The baggers was out there in the early 70s. I didn't have one. Of course, I've always been Crotch rocket specialist. I
Right.
love speed.
So, what kind of bike were you riding back then?
Oh, well, we started on like a 305 Scrambler. Then from the Scrambler, I went to like a 550 Triumph chop. Then from the 550 Triumph, I went to like the 750 Honda, you know, which dropped to the ground, you know, with the hooker pipe on it, you know. And Lord, you know, they had stopped riding cafe and everybody had got past the cafe stage and they went to like the cafe. They went from the chop stage to the cafe stage. And then now this is the cafe stage came in. And that's when the 750 Hondas and 900 Kawasaki's and those series came in. The KZ series and the LTD series, and you know, it was nice, you know. But whenever we rode, you know, like we always got recognition because you know we rode in formation, you know, and that was all the rest of the clubs was kind of riding scatterbug, you know, but we always rode in formation. You know, that was a must for us.
I got a question. This is gonna be funny.
550 Triumph here. This was the 550 Triumph.
Let me see. No. That's, if anything, that's like a 305 Scrambler. A Triumph is it was a chop Triumph, so no way you could pull the magazine, a cover of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It had the chop frame and you know the long bar, sissy bar up the back, and 6-band pullbacks. That was the thing when we started, you know.
So this is probably more like it right here.
You know, a Black Dragon. What I was thinking about when they was riding bikes and those that rode across country, in the 70s and everything on those bikes, because those bikes were not as comfortable as the bikes that we ride now.
Yeah,
and
like that.
I'm like,
there you go. There you go.
Like, how can you not ride across the country on a big sport bike now when they was riding back cross country on those bikes? Like, look at that little tire, man. Ain't no in the world that was comfortable, man.
Oh no. Hey, look. We had those in the pack, man, and believe me, it was hell keeping them in the lane. You know what I'm saying? I had one of them. You know, that Springer had that son bitch jumping all over the lane, man. But hey, we was riders, man. We rode. Yeah, that's how we rode.
What's that? A 2-gallon or 3-gallon tank?
Maybe a pint and a half.
A pint and a half.
I was just kidding. But back then, you know, we always had a follow crew. You know, we had a crew of people that, you know, had the vans and the trailers and shit, because, you know, we knew that shit was gonna break down. You know, everybody had vans and trailers. and we carried gas.
Do that when I'm drinking coffee. You can't be cracking jokes like that when I'm drinking coffee.
Oh wow.
Hey, that was, you know, we started out like as a van club that ended up being a motorcycle club, you know, because we all had vans and shit in the beginning. They had vans, but I had like a cab over RV that I had bought like in '73 or something like that. Yeah, but I ended up.
But you still have a van. You just restored your 1972 van, didn't you?
It's like '89. Yes, I restored it.
And that thing is bad, bro. He just restored. He just did a 1-year restoration.
It's been 2. It's been 2, bro. It might be 1 for you, but it's 2 for me. Okay.
And I mean, they took that thing they redid the entire wiring and everything, and put air conditioners on it and a sink in it and everything. Like, he just restored a van from the old days, man, and that thing is bad, bro. So
You know, back what what changed, and I watched and I don't want to misquote him. What's the name to own the candy shop from Rare Breed out there in California? What's his name?
Punchy.
Punchy.
Big Punchy.
I listened to Punchy, how they used to build, and I know Punchy is not as seasoned as Pep is, but how they used to build and work on bikes way back, and how it has changed now. The way they do bikes now, they don't want you working on your motorcycle. They want you to bring those to the shop.
Bring it to the shop. Logic, you are absolutely correct. It was so bad back then. It was lucky. You were lucky to even get anybody to work on your own bike, because the last guy that worked on my bike, the sucker, he put sand in my motor, man. You know, yeah. Really, and I had to, from that point on, and the only reason I found out, because I've always been mechanically inclined. You know, all I needed was a reason, and I tore my stuff apart. Now here's all of this sand all up in my motor and stuff, man. And I said it'll never happen again.
Why would he put sand in your motor?
Because he had already charged me $1,500 to fix it. Okay. So in other words, it made it away from his shop, and it burnt the valves. I mean, burnt the cam up before I left. Before I got past Kearney Mesa, and okay.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was notorious back then. Wow. Okay. You know, this guy finally did go to prison for some shit that he had did to other people. I was just one of the victims. But from that point on, I didn't need nobody to do anything to me on a motorcycle.
What got you into bike building? You built race bikes for so many people in the club.
No, this is what got me into building. That's all it took. That's what took me into building. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need you to do nothing. You know, I could do everything.
Wow.
That took me there, and then I started experimenting, you know. Because, you know, I probably had, shit, I lost, I mean, at least 25 bikes or more out of this 50-something years, you know.
Wow.
I lost count of how many bikes I had. And plus, I didn't ever take pictures because I didn't need pictures. I had the bike.
No, I remember when you built a bike with, didn't you build a bike with Vapors out there for Blue Night? Didn't y'all?
Yeah, that's the bike I still have. It's a 1983 GPZ 1100.
1100.
Yeah.
Was it red? Was that bike red? Red and white, maybe?
It used to be red. It's yellow now. It's Black Sabbath yellow now. That was a project EL and I was building together, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I had the frame and he had the motor.
Yeah, he unfortunately passed away on
Christmas, man.
Market Street on Christmas. Yeah. That was a good brother, man.
Yeah, we've lost a lot of good brothers.
And now Vapors has gone on to become a great racer out there in San Diego.
Oh yeah, he holding his own. Definitely. I don't think you can get past him. Out the hold. But yeah.
Go ahead.
Questions?
That's just amazing how I remember when I came to the club, everybody had about 2 or 3 bikes. Everybody had a race bike they were building, and then they would have something that they would ride on the street, and then something in the garage that was a project that, you know, the whole club, everybody had 2 or 3 damn bikes.
Oh yeah. It was, you know, was quite. Because, you know, we had racers that want to race, and then you can't race the bike that you want to ride all the time, you know, for the runs and stuff, you know, because we call them runs, we need for you to get on your shit and ride, you know.
So I got a question. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun.
Come on.
Because last night when I was watching the show, I was doing some other stuff. I seen a picture. It looked like more of an animated set of colors with the Black Sabbath. What was that the first set of Black Sabbath colors with the yellow?
All of our colors have yellows in them, but I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
I seen it on KSOLO's show. He had it was not the image that I see.
I don't know where that came from. That it was some. We have had a lot of artists in the club, and they have drawn renditions of what they felt like the patch was or what it meant to them.
So that was no original at all.
No, that was not a patch that was ever even worn.
Okay, that was.
I think that was an artist interpretation of our patch. We've had a lot of artists in the club draw the colors kind of symbolically, and I think that's what that was.
Okay.
More than likely, like I said, to find and to keep a patch maker is a treasure, young man. If in your club, if you find your patch maker, treasure him, because you're not going to hardly get another patch maker that's going to be like him. Okay.
Goose is.
When you say patch, you're saying a person that can draw the patch, or the people that's actually sewing the patch?
The producer of your patch.
The producer on patch, yeah.
So
we went through a couple for our patch, and the reason why I like them is because I gave them a design and they redesigned it. Well, I gave them a sketch. They redesigned it and produced it and didn't charge me for that. They was only charging you to make the actual patch. I was like, oh man, I love this. And it saved up, and then the patch came out great.
Yeah, that's a good patch maker. One who doesn't charge you for the design. First of all, Goose is in the background. He's our producer father. He says honor and respect. Now,
right on, Goose.
The second thing about the patch maker is when I became national, one of the things that Pep gave me, actually when I became the president of the Atlanta chapter, one of the things Pep taught me was how to deal with the patch maker. That was one of the biggest lessons that I ever learned, was patch makers, because the patch maker is the person that makes your club look great. And the patch maker is the person, you wear colors, the patch maker is the person who makes sure that everybody looks the same, et cetera, et cetera. And one of the hardest things there is for a national club is to find a patch maker that you trust, makes everything look right, and a patch maker that is above board and honest and all those kinds of things. And so Pep taught me, there was a few lessons. One, nobody deals with the patch maker except one guy. The patch maker is always paid up front. And I said, why is that? He said, well, when times get bad, if you got a whole bunch of people calling your patch maker and they're ordering this and ordering that, the first time times get bad, one of the things people do is they don't pay for stuff they don't need. So you got your patch maker, something happened, I got laid off, I can't make a payment, and now the patch maker's pissed off at the entire club for something one guy did. So now he's not making patches for nobody until that one guy or 5 guys or 10 guys pays him back. So Pep says, keep that shit down. Have just one guy deal with the patch maker. The patch maker gets his money up front. You keep the patch maker happy, and you will always have great patches. So we've always had good relationships with our patch makers. And one thing that Pep said is, if you have a great relationship with the patch maker is going to do you well. When we got a national president of the club that didn't know what the hell he was doing and decided to do some stupid stuff, we had our patch maker say, I'm absolutely not even going to make those patches because they are not in accordance with MC protocol. And that kind of stuff is stuff you need. And that was really cool. Those lessons I learned from him, that came from you, sir. You taught me that.
Man, you know about these patches, and I didn't even know that with these patches it comes more than just going to get a set of patches. Once I became, after I got into the vice president position and moved up, where you can go and actually get in contact and deal with things that got to do with those rockers, I didn't even know that most clubs, it's certain measurements of how those rockers are presented in position on your vest. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You go to, I mean, you can go to like a dry cleaners or something, and they'll put the colors on, and you might have a guy that said that's not in the right spot. And until I went to the place where I needed to go, and the lady, she has a freaking book of everybody's rockers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a measurement. And she was like, no, that's not how that's supposed to go. It's supposed to be measured from here and there. And I was blown out the water because I said, listen, as long as I'd have been around, I never even knew that. Nobody even told me that. Now, I'm not sure how many people actually enforce that per se, but there's a book that, the place that, we use, they have every club that she deals with, they have a certain measurement of how far the top rocker is supposed to be from the top of the vest, how far the center piece is supposed to be. And I'm like, wow.
You got you a real patch maker, bro. You got you
hey,
you got a professional.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this, Lavish. Like, not only do we got a good patch maker, place that sews our patches on. I'm gonna show you. I went and got this. This patch right here. This our first 5 people get this. The first 5 to start the club get this. When I got this made and I took it to the people that was gonna sew it on, they said, man, go back to your patch maker and tell them and ask them, where is the sew on border? I'm like, huh? He said, if we try to sew that on, we would tear that up. So I told them, and they emailed me, I'm sorry, Mr. Turner, blah, 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 blah. You don't have to pay and anything. And then they sent me these.
Oh, wow.
So they said, you're right, because this doesn't have a sew on border. And if they tried to sew this on, it would tear the patch up. So not only you've got a good place to sew on your patch that knows what they're doing, have a good patch maker that can say, yeah, we messed up, and just send you another batch.
No, I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, there's so many different teachers out here just in general that can teach you about, whatever. I mean, if you want to know about nuts and bolts, you got a teacher for that. And when I go to the patch place, the leather place, she breaks it down. They break it down because she's dealing with all kinds of clubs, white, black, Indian, 1%ers on both sides. And, I done heard her tell somebody, I wouldn't put that there. If you're going to put this patch on, it needs to be on this side. And if you sit there long enough, she will break everything down from different clubs. You'd be like, wow.
I didn't know there was that much to it. But how a club looks is important. How they look is important to them. Look. And there's rules to that.
We talk about patches. I like our patches. We got our patches redesigned. I got this from other clubs, but then I went to our patch maker and they said we can do that. We can understand, like our achievement patches. We have our own. Instead of getting the mile marker 0 patch, we went out and created, and all of our patches that white. And they were saying, well, if you want to stand out, we can make the all the areas of white glow. So at night you'll see us.
So that's one of the first
almost
things
like what Goldie got.
That's one of the first things I did with our patch is I was riding behind one of our club brothers, and he had long braids, long dreadlocks that went all the way down to his butt. And our patch back then was only like a little bit, like a 10 by 13. It was just like a little bitty patch. And with those long braids on, and he didn't have proper tail lights on the back, I almost ran over him one night. I'm following behind him. So I decided to make the patch as big as your entire back. And it was eventually called the turtle shell. I made it as big as your entire back. And I made the back, the white, we had a lot of white in our patch, and I made that reflect. And we were able to use the glass beads that you find in safety vests. It took about 3 years to actually get that design together. And it's one of the biggest lies that's ever told on me. Black Dragon took our patch and remade it. I didn't do anything without the permission of the Father. The Father was there on every step of every decision that was ever made. A lot of people don't know that. With every decision ever made in the club. Because how often do we talk, Father?
Every day.
For how many hours a day?
I believe that.
Lavish, what we was talking about.
We was talking about that. I believe you sit on the phone all day. Hey, Pep, as long as he on the phone with you, man, he doesn't have to call me a logic, man, to hold the phone.
At all. Hey, Black Dragon, check your personal chat. I copied 2 questions from the.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have that question pulled up, so let me put it on right
It's
now.
one thing about it though, Lavish. I enjoy telling my experience to someone that want to listen. You know what I'm saying? One day you'll get to that point, and you whether or not you realizing it or not, you're really right there, brother. Okay, you're really right there. Okay, you got a lot to tell. Okay.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you really do. You know.
So,
You know.
Father, this question is for you here. Pep, is there still a Black Sabbath chapter in Minneapolis? And Black Dragon, give me a bit of the history. So go ahead, Father. Tell them about Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Leonard Mack was our man in Minneapolis, and he was there probably 8, 9, 10 years or so. He's going on now, and last I heard, we don't have anything in Minneapolis.
So Leonard Mack left. Leonard Mack was an amazing brother, a multiple degree black belt in multiple disciplines, and he left San Diego. Was it in '89? Maybe.
I couldn't really say.
And he moved to Minnesota with his wife, Dirty Red. And we had 2 chapters we had in the Twin Cities. So I'm not sure. The Twin Cities is Minneapolis and St. Paul.
St. Paul, yeah, that's right.
And we had a chapter in Minneapolis and St. Paul. Now, the Black Sabbath was legendary in that area because we created a lot of things, including the council there, and blessed in many clubs during that time. Some of those clubs are still standing, like, for instance, the Ice Cold Riders. Was a Black Sabbath blessed and taught club, and so Leonard Mack died probably 20. When was that roundup in Little Rock? Was it 15? That's where I met you.
Yeah, that's where we met. Yeah, in Little Rock. Wow, that was a long time ago. Maybe 2017, 2018.
2017.
Yeah.
And so, that was right before
him and I went to that roundup together.
Yeah, we were all there.
That was his last. And, I made it a point to take him because he had confided in me that cancer was eating him up. And
he lied to us and told us that the cancer was gone and he had been miraculously cured. And we couldn't believe that. And that's how he got Pep to take him on the trip, his last journey. And he went to that roundup and he was very ill and nobody really knew how ill he was because he was dying. And I don't know how that man survived that 100-degree temperature. He would spend some time sitting in my RV, but I didn't really realize how sick he was, or I would have just let him have the RV. But he passed away not long after. And we were a little bit upset with him because he had told us that he was cured, although I guess looking back at it, how could you be cured for something like that? But that's what he told us. I'm cured.
You got some people, man, that's how they deal with stuff. I mean, because I had a guy like that too, and I guess they just don't want the sympathy. They just want to live their life. They dealing with it already, what goes on within them in their head. We can't understand it because we're not, going through it. So I think everybody got their own way of coping. On the flip side, we be kind of disappointed and mad, but we kind of get it at the same time because we want to know. And when we find out at the last minute, it's kind of like, man, why you ain't tell us? Why you didn't say nothing, man? Blah, blah, blah. But we don't know what really goes on inside of a person who's actually going through that kind of stuff. I get it, man. I had a guy, man, I was with him almost, every 3 days, and I thought he was just losing weight. I didn't even know he was battling cancer or anything like that. And then, when I last talked to him, he was in the hospital. He said, I'm in the hospital. I'm having a procedure. Okay, cool. I called him back a few days later. And, when his brother was on the phone talking to me for him, I was like, whoa, what's going on? And, it kind of made me like, dang, wow, I wish I would have had more time to, you know, take more pictures and kick it with you a lot more. But everybody deal with stuff different.
Yeah,
That's very true.
And then you feel a little bit mad at them, but then you understand, like, yeah, maybe you did me a favor by not telling me. I didn't have to worry about you so much. But we really loved Leonard Mack. He was a visionary, and he took the Black Sabbath to Minneapolis when there wasn't that many black clubs there. Minnesota, I guess that's where that is, and really stood out for us. So no, we don't have any more holdings there. But we did have a great history of being there. This was before a lot of the 1%ers and stuff got in the area. So Black Sabbath did its thing while we were there. Question: what would make people want to leave the Black Sabbath that didn't have to pay dues and was being paid to while being in the Black Sabbath? Father?
Man, I wish I could answer that question, man, because I gave him everything, man. Maybe I gave him too damn much. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. It's just, I guess it's like an ungrateful kid. You know what I'm saying? I hate being rich. It ain't even your money.
So one of the biggest things. So we've had 3 club splits in the Black Sabbath, and so one of the first club splits was when some brothers wanted to be outlaws. They wanted to go to the 1% side, so they broke apart and became the Voodoo Kings and left us. The second split was really because of this thing that we had a then visionary in the club. His name was Magic. And what Magic wanted to do, and this was Magic and Pep together, so we were making so much money back then. We were making so much money that we had money in the walls. There was money in the safes in the walls. You didn't put the money in the bank back then because you would have to account for it. So we had money everywhere. And we had so much money. And everything was paid for. You didn't have to pay for runs. You didn't have to pay for rides. The club paid you. If you stood duty, the club paid you to stand duty. Some guys who weren't working would take other people's duty so that they could make money because they didn't have a job or whatever the case may be. So I think the first duty day you stood, that paid your club dues. The next duty day and those thereafter, you got paid, and it was something like $100 or $150 a night, something like that. And this was back in 1989. Well, that was real money back then. So you could make money just working at the club. And the big fight came because they decided to take all this excess money that they had, and they were going to buy every club brother a business. Whatever business you wanted, the club was going to buy you a business. And they came down and decided that at that time they were going to go into the payphone business, and they were going to give every brother a set of payphones, and you would go get them and you put them in the airport or wherever you wanted to put them. And the fight came from guys who said, I don't want a business. I just want to be in a club and have fun. That was the dividing line. The dividing line was between those who were down for the business and those who just wanted to party and chase ass. And if you can believe that, instead of wanting to do things like pay for the clubhouse and do business-minded shit, we actually had a fight between those who wanted to be in the business and those who just wanted to be in a club. And that caused a huge club split. And so why did people leave something like that? Some people didn't want the idea of a business or the idea of the work. They just only wanted to party. I remember people saying, I got a job. I don't need a damn business. All Pep thinks about is money, 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 money. And so that was, if you could believe it, they didn't like that situation. Do I have it right, Father?
You are absolutely to the point. I couldn't believe myself. You can't force feed them. You know, you can take them to the well, but you can't make them drink. This is what I've learned. And it's okay if you don't drink, but at least you should get in behind and push. if you don't know shit.
I like that, man. God, listen, this is what I want to ask. I want to ask both of y'all a question. Black Dragon and Pep. I hope it's not going, off or going in a different direction. I'm just a little curious of with all the backlash that Black Dragon had with the club, but then with all the history and the things that he done with the club, do the Black Sabbath have like a national advisor? I know that he called you the Godfather, and in my club, and I'm only speaking, how my club is. We have the founder, but then we have a guy that we call the Godfather, and then we have a guy that's the national, the advisor. Wouldn't it have been like, Black Dragon been that guy that would be like the advisor, the national advisor, the advisor over the club after going from the national president spot, seeing that, he has pretty much all the answers and can navigate from experience through the club. Do y'all have a position like that?
No, we don't have a position like that. And if we did, we wouldn't have been in this spot. If we went from one chaos to the other. Okay. And the passing of the baton, from me passing it to Dragon and Dragon opening up an election, we got in two crooks back to back. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And I mention that because I know that it's been like, whenever it becomes like a huge problem and disagreement in the club, and it's like, you got two people going at it, or things aren't going right, they go back to the founder, they go back to the Godfather, and they go back to the advisor, and then it's like they're like the lawyers, they're like the ones that hear both sides and give their input on, hey, this is how this is supposed to go, this is the structure, this is that.
That sounds really good, but we even had a lawyer as a member, and they ran him away too. Anything that was going to bring any kind of logic, information, or any good information, they just executed it. Okay. It's like my people been dumbed down from a 50-year-old to goddamn preschoolers. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just figure out, because I'm listening. Like I say, it's a difference when we're talking to Black Dragon, and Black Dragon is talking about the club. The interview with KSOLO last night, it just put everything in a different perspective, because outside of Black Dragon being the host on his show, you had someone else being the host and was asking different questions. So people got a chance of hearing a different perspective and hearing it a different way than from Black Dragon. And you'd be like, wow, hearing it come from Pep by himself, and you like, man, Black Dragon did this. I mean, me and Black Dragon, I talk a lot of trash about Black Dragon, and pick with him a lot, but actually hearing like, what your vision was. And then you had Black Dragon, he went out there and executed it, and he built that, and he did this, and he did that. It's like, man, outside of cracking jokes, Black Dragon should be that pillar of, whenever it's chaos, we need to go see him so that he can get everybody back on some type of playing field to put and bring order to, whatever the chaos.
I agree with you. I agree with you 200%, but I can't get, like I said, you could take a horse to the trough, but you can't make him drink. You know what I'm saying? I've done everything since he's been with us. Okay. That's why we are still together. Okay. I'm not letting him go, because where is your club's history at? Do you know?
When you say where's the club history at, elaborate.
Yeah, your personal club. Do you know where your history is?
I'm trying to understand.
Like who has it? Who's the holder?
Who has all your club history?
Who's the historian in your club?
Oh, man, you know what, man? This is sad, man. One of the last historians in the club died 2 years ago. So a lot of our history from a certain point is only written in books and minutes. We still have videos of interviews that from the time I joined and before that, you know, people are putting together and having to get memories and information and history from people who were around the club. But a lot of the older guys going from the start, they're almost gone. And we still have our founder, but his memory and thoughts only go back so far.
Hey, I know where my history is. It's in Black Dragon, okay? And then sooner or later we'll have that book out.
Yeah, we will be doing.
If it come down to a book, he would definitely, he'll definitely have that.
Hey, Logic. I mean, Lavish. Check this out, man. I've been planning this shit for about 50 years now, you know, and I ain't been wrong yet, okay?
Yeah.
I ain't been wrong about nothing we've done, okay? Mm-hmm. We could have been extinct long time ago, okay? I had expended us to the last at least a couple 100 years, okay? And no doubt we're gonna go down in history, man, because ain't nobody else did no movie.
All right, let's move to some of the questions that we have here. So to answer this one thing for you, Lavish, that would be what happens in a club. But when you have when you're talking about this, the position of some kind of an advisor, but when you have people that are looking to make the club their own agenda, they will move to get rid of any logic, anybody that goes against them, anybody that has something with common sense to say. What happened was our club got moved into an area of yes men and this leadership trying to pull in people that would only say yes and not listen to any dissenting voices, and so they just made an entire leadership of all these people, and if you went against them in any way, you would find yourself removed, or you'd find yourself shit that wasn't in our bylaws. You'd find yourself you can't run for office you've been removed from office and you can't run from office for 2 or 3 years. All this dictator bullshit that happened in our club. And what Pep was talking about when Black Dragon opened the club, our club originally was a dictatorship. When Pep was the national president, he was the dictator. Everything he said went. There was no dissenting vote. He was there for life. It was a lifetime appointment. No one could outvote him. No one could move him aside, and that kept the club strong. Whatever Pep said, go. He was the ruler and the king, and he passed that down to me. And I thought, that's not right. And Pep was just shaking his head, and he was shaking his head. He was like, I put what I believe was a strong leader in place. And I was like, but that's not fair. You got to open it up. Everybody's got to vote. So I opened up the Black Sabbath for voting, and I opened it up to politicians and slick mouths and people that come in and were great talkers, but had no resumes, but were incredible talkers. And we found ourselves going down that rabbit hole. You saw it occur when you saw all that shit take place in October of last year, where the national president has his people sitting on Hollywood's show talking about our club business and putting the club brother out bad and all this kind of shit. So when the father talks about going from a 50-year-old club to third graders, that's what he was talking about. It was somebody's great idea to put us out and make us look like complete horse shit. So so there was no national position. Many people asked for it. They asked for, let us have a national advisor, and I was like, let that person be Pep. But the national president was completely against anything that would come up and give him any kind of a competition, because he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. He was afraid he'd be exposed. As a result, the club has definitely taken some huge hits. I want to thank you, Black Legionnaire, for that $10 beautiful donation there, man. And I appreciate it. And want everybody to know you can donate to us if you can, and certainly consider getting a subscription, and please hit that like button. So I'm going to go to these starred questions here, and I just want to make sure to say thank you for that donation, Black Legionnaire, and thank you for all the donations that you give us. Good question.
Hold on. Shout out to KSOLO. He chimed in, man. Great show, man. Great show.
We're going to get, it was a great show. We're going to get to KSOLO's question in just a second here.
Okay.
Black Dragon, who started the Polar Bear Run? This was something I look forward to doing. So it's called, ours was the Snow Bear Disciples Run. And as the preacher talked about, he set up accomplishment patches in his motorcycle club. In my motorcycle club, everybody was fighting. We had a point where we couldn't even get along, and not one meeting, all meetings. And that's one of the reasons I wrote this new book, which is Robert's Rules of Order for Motorcycle Clubs, because we could not have a meeting that was less than 2 hours long, and we could not have a meeting where everybody wasn't screaming and hollering. At the end of the meeting, nothing was done. And so I talked to an OG. One of the things I did as a national president, I would talk to other national presidents, and I talked to an OG national president, and I said, man, my guys are ripping each other up at the seams. He said, they're ripping each other up because they don't have anything to do. It's like a war machine with nobody to fight. So if you give these brothers something to accomplish, they'll stop fighting each other and go try to accomplish those things. So we came up with our own ride patches, and one of the very first one was the Snow Bear Disciple patch. And I didn't think anybody was going to ever follow this shit. I thought, this is crazy. Nobody's going to do this. But when I created those accomplishment patches, the Solar Bear, the Snow Bear Disciple patch, the Gates of Hell Run, you got to ride in 100-degree weather or plus over 5 states. The Snow Bear Disciple, you got to ride in 32-degree weather or less across 5 states. And we came up with the Nomad patch, the 1,000-mile Nomad, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000-mile Nomad patches. And when we came up with those run patches, all of a sudden, everybody opened up. People were riding, and you'd see people riding with these patches across their chest that stood for something, instead of my beer can is here, you get on your knees, I put it on your head. That's the kind of stuff we used to have. They got rid of all that stuff, and they had all these accomplishments patches. And I got that idea from him, and I made them like military ribbons. When you would win something in the military, when you were put ahead in the military or something like that, you had these patches. So that's where they came from. That's where those run patches came from. I still have my patch that glows at night, says 12 play. That was the first patch we designed. It glowed at night instead of the reflective one. The first one we used glowed at night. Whenever light came on it, it would glow. So this was all developed for safety in the Black Sabbath, not for any other reason. The bullshit lies they tell. Question. I'm an independent rider with a no motorcycle club experience. I was recently invited to a motorcycle clubhouse by a social club member. Would it be viewed as disrespectful by that MC if I popped up? Not if you went there when that social club member was there that invited you there. So if you're going to go there as an invited guest of her, and let her carry the weight of bringing you there instead of you just popping up. But you can always show up on a motorcycle club on an open bike night and say, hey, I'm here to visit and get to know the club, and that's a good way to come into a club. You don't always have to know someone. You can always go on an open bike night and go hang out, ask to speak to the sergeant at arms and say, I don't know anything about your club. I just would like to come and hang out. It's an open bike night. I'd like to get to know some people, and you will be welcome into most clubs and open arms. It's a little bit harder with 1% clubs. They're a little bit more skeptical, but you may find that you make some friends that way, because a lot of times they'll be like, hey, yeah, man, come on in and check things out. Are you a cop? And go from there. Good morning, gentlemen. Black Dragon, is there still a Black Sabbath chapter in Little Rock? There is no longer a Little Rock chapter, although we still have members in Little Rock, but that chapter has been gone for about 10 years now. Doc was the first East Coast regional president. We had a clubhouse there, a city block long. It was really cool while we were there. We were probably there about 10 years. That's a club that Pep actually opened up. Black Dragon, you mentioned someone had long dreads covering up the back patch. I thought nothing is supposed to cover your back patch. Can you give some clarity? Yeah, listen, the guy had long dreads. And then then we have women riders that would have long hair too. So my thing, instead of jumping on everybody's ass about their patch being covered up, my thing was to make the patch so big you couldn't cover it up. So nothing is supposed to to cover up your patch. You're supposed to put your hair inside your vest, but people don't always do that. So we just made a bigger patch. KSOLO, thank you, man. KSOLO, you did a marvelous job. I'm so proud of what you did for my father. KSOLO, love this. Thanks, guys, for digging deeper into Pep's and Black Sabbath MC legacy. Many clubs should take notes and govern themselves accordingly. I hope you have him back for a part 2, because he really did great on that channel, and I hope that you get all the accolades. I am definitely pumping it to everyone. Smooth. If anyone is coming to the 2026 Roundup in Arkansas this year, Ebony Wills MC will be open up every day. So everybody know that Ebony Wills will be open up. You guys need to go hang out with them. Ebony Wills is a great motorcycle club. We had wonderful relationships with them over in the San Diego area and across the country. How much has the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club declined since BD was required to leave? I think we've lost over that ride or die national presidency. Pep, we were talking about this morning. How many chapters did we lose? Maybe 14?
A dozen. I lost count of the dozen. Okay. So
we basically lost the entire East Coast. We have members, but the chapters are gone. This is what they decided that they wanted to do. They decided they wanted to be in charge so bad that they would get rid of anybody that opposed them. So we lost our Maryland chapters. We had 2 chapters in Maryland. We lost Beaufort, South Carolina. We lost Orlando, Florida. We just lost so much. It was pathetic. Now, one of our brothers, 12 Play, says we haven't declined. Just a few chapters have moved around, but we're still strong. Black Dragon, no matter what, is still a Black Sabbath brother to us. And there are still many brothers. So we have had some decline. We've lost some chapters, but we were strong when we only had like 5 chapters. So we'll always be strong. The Black Sabbath will always be strong. Just right now, it's being run by an idiot and a charlatan. And we will see what happens with that. So yeah, your mama's house, we've had some major losses, but Pep has given me, and this would be a good time to announce that Pep has given me permission to move on. So the founder has told me, you can tell him that yourself, Pep.
Yes, he has. I have complete permission to start another chapter or do as he like. As my blessing. I'm with him. I'm down with Dragon.
So, there you have it. So those are those questions. Pep, so
Black
let me
Dragon,
see.
You got the permission, man. Let's go ahead and open up Boogie Down Atlanta. Go ahead. Make you the president down there.
He was talking about Black Sabbath chapters.
Okay, my bad. I figured I'll throw that out there.
He was talking about Black Sabbath chapters.
Forever. Is our motto. Black Sabbath forever. Some people don't know what forever means.
Muzzleplex says Black Dragon is the common denominator in all the Black Sabbath woes. And I'm sure there are people that believe that. I accept that from you, Muzzleplex. What have you done? Let's see any chapters you've started.
I have better than that. When's the last time he recruited somebody? That's what you need to say.
That guy's
he didn't even have to do a chapter, just another person. Who did you bring in last? That's what needs to be said to his ass.
I like that, man. God damn.
Straight like that, bro. Straight.
No, I think that was Black Sabbath. I think that was a Black Dragon hater. I have them that roll on this channel. KSOLO, thank you, Black Dragon, Lavish, and Logic for doing this show. Such a great capstone to last night's episode with Mr. Perry. Another thing that really, I know you were a co-founder, and there were 6 other brothers that founded with you, but the reason that you are called the father and you are titled with father is they all learned how to ride from you. You had to, you always crack me up when you are so humble, and you never really tell people what it is you've done. There's a lie that's been going around the club. Pep departed us. Pep left the club. He left us when we needed him most. And I I like KSOLO's show last night, but there was a lot of things he couldn't ask you because he didn't know to ask. And some of it you covered, but I wanted to bring clarification on some of it. This idea, and they said these idiots said that when they got on Hollywood show, Pep is not the same as he was. Pep left us. He departed the club when we needed him most. And you never got a chance to respond to that shit. So what is your response to Pep left us? Because I damn sure have my story to tell, but go ahead.
I could never leave Black Sabbath. I am Black Sabbath. Okay, so I might have left their existence because they were doing stupid shit. I can't stand stupid shit. I don't want to be around stupid shit. They're not trying to do nothing positive. All they brought was a negative. And if you're a double N, then you need to just stay away from me. And all of those guys that made all of those statements are negative. Oh, they ain't got nothing positive to say. Ain't no better than that. When was the last time that they recruited somebody? That they brought in somebody? Everybody that's got some shit to say ain't never did nothing or brought in nobody. Okay.
What is a double?
Ain't recruited no one. Hasn't brought no one. Every last one of them. Okay. And they want to know, what have I done for the club? Hell, if it hadn't have been for me, it'd have been dissolved long fucking time ago. Okay.
And so, in that, we're talking about the times, especially in the 90s, when the club membership dropped and the rent at the clubhouse was $1,700 a month.
Yeah.
And $1,700 a month in the 90s.
Yeah.
We were in San Diego, bro. We were in San Diego.
I don't know about Cali. Is San Diego expensive? I know Cali is expensive, but it was like, is that like,
Yeah.
Well, hey, it's like praying for sunshine. If you like sunshine, this is a sunshine state. Sunshine County. It's always sunny here. It's probably like about 65 right about now. Okay. And yes.
So who paid that? Who paid that? Who paid the rent? Who paid?
I paid it. Everything was in my name. Me only. Hey, y'all know what it's like to co-sign for shit, don't you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have kids.
Hey, many trucks as you got in your yard. Yes, you do know what you know about signing. Don't you even try that. You can talk that dumb crap to somebody that don't know math, okay?
Co-signing doesn't always have to be money, okay?
Yeah. Let's call it co-make.
Dang, I don't know how I lost my train of thought that fast. You were the experiences you talk about to me are real, but this idea that you left the club, there was a period during the time when the club was at its lowest membership, its lowest everything. I can remember financially, you were paying like $2,500 to $3,000 a month. $1,700 alone was the club rent or something crazy like that. And you were paying it was between you and sometimes you and Magic. And there was only like one or two people paying for that whole spot to be down there. That's just stuff people didn't know. So when you talk that shit, you come into the club, and I've seen people do this. Oh man, I'm the only one that's doing this. I'm the only one. If it wasn't for me, the club would fall. I'm the only one that's doing this. I'm the only one that's doing that. But if you got a 35-year-old club, there was somebody else that was the only one doing that 15 years before you were the only one doing that. So there's a long line of people that donate, that give that give their all to the club, especially if you come into a major organization like Boogie Down that's been around 20 years. There are
50.
people whose names you will never know
50.
that did shit that you'll never know about. So get off of the high horse that I'm the only one doing something. You're the only one doing something today. There was somebody else that was the only one doing something yesterday. So give your participation and shut the fuck up.
That's exactly right, man. And I give my all every chance I get, you know.
And then you're gonna call out an old timer because well, maybe he's not doing as much today as you are, but you know, like I said, it reminded me of when Big Cell said, "I'm the baddest rider in America." Bro, you've been riding 3 years. You made 20 cross-country trips in 3 years, but you're not riding as good as Reef. So you can't call yourself the baddest motorcycle club rider in 3. I'm doing a great job right now. I'm doing excellent. I'm riding as good as I can. I'm doing a great job in the club right now. I'm doing excellent. I'm here for everybody that needs me. But people, I got to get off of this only seeing what they do.
Hey, Logic, it was going just great.
It was going just.
It was going just great.
Let me tell you how good this was going. I'm sitting over here trying to cancel an order because I was looking at something and I ordered it. I said, God dang, I didn't mean to spend $300. I said, this is a good show. Pep got me listening to him. I'm ordering crap. I gotta cancel this stuff.
You misordering.
Like, oh, I ordered that? Oh no.
Oh man.
I just have to speak from my experiences. That's all.
But one thing I have to say, I want to capitalize on one thing you said, Black Dragon. I'm not gonna talk about people, but one thing you said, and this is for everybody out there. Just because you don't know who else is doing what you're doing doesn't mean that you're the only one doing it and you're the best at it.
Right.
For me to say I'm the best at this, well, do you know everybody in this country that's doing what you're doing? No. Well, then you cannot claim it. Because soon as I ride up to Detroit and say, man, I did this. Oh man, my brother over there in the corner did that.
Yeah,
you know, my brother over there in the corner. He may not have the fanfare, but he's not on Facebook. You know, he did that. They was doing that back in the 70s. What you talking about? Right. Did you read that question from Hero?
Yes, I'm getting ready to. As soon as you guys keep talking, I was getting ready to bring that up. Pep, Hero says, Hero Benson, what's up, Pep? Do you remember the fun we used to have at the San Diego Voodoo Kings?
Yeah, on Ocean View. Hero.
Wow.
Yeah, every now and then I would go over to the Voodoo Kings, you know, but we had our own club. He must have been Hero. He must have been a Voodoo King or something. You know, because we would pay tribute to each other's clubhouse, you know, but yeah, everywhere was fun then. We back and forth.
I never knew. I don't think I was in San Diego when the Voodoo Kings had a clubhouse. I never knew the Voodoo Kings to have a clubhouse when I was there.
They was over on Ocean View. They might not have had it then, because I don't know what to say. They was over on Ocean View.
Oh wow, man! Was that the second edition, second version of the Voodoo Kings after they changed their patch?
No. I only remember that when they had a house, they was over on Ocean View.
Do you remember what year that was? I might not even. Was that in the 80s or in the 2000s?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I have enough problem remembering my own shit. I try to stay with my own. The Black Sabbath shit keeps me pretty occupied. Okay.
Look,
I try to stay in my lane.
Hey, 12 says hi and much respect and love, Father.
All right. Much love, 12.
Hey, so I got a question. Hey, Lavish, because we got to hear about this down the line. So, Black Dragon, you don't got the blessing and I asked this question maybe a month ago because me and Lavish was on your back about something. And I asked you, so are you going to reopen the Black Sabbath? Oh, I don't know. Now that me and Lavish done heard it straight from Pep's mouth.
I don't talk like that.
You made a point as to say it and have Pep say it, so you won't say it. So what is your next move? But before you do that, Pep, can I ask you a question, sir? If Black Dragon takes on that responsibility, does he have to ride his bike?
Pep is like, damn, I don't even want to answer that one right there. I want to stay far away from that one.
he had to at least go to the service station. Okay.
He can push his bike across the street.
Hey, did you hear me laughing? She did at least have to go to the service station.
You gotta at least go to the gas station, man. You gotta at least get
Black Dragon, you have to get one. You have to get one of these shirts right here. You got to ride to get one of these shirts. Right
oh man, that's hilarious.
See, real riders do what real riders.
Oh man.
Do. So I just wanted to ask that question. So Black, maybe that's why you dragging your feet, because you can't start a club and have everybody in your club riding and you.
You are absolutely wrong about that. Do you know that I started the Atlanta Black Sabbath?
Whoever's riding is deciding, man.
Do you know that I started the entire Black Sabbath Atlanta, the entire Black Sabbath East Coast without even owning a motorcycle?
He's proud of that. Wow.
So back to Motogato.
Let me tell you something.
Motogato, and y'all, this is the guy that wrote Protocol, the book of Protocol.
I'm not saying anything because I'm not about to get cussed out today. I'm not about to get jumped on today.
Well, you know what, Logic and Lavish? If he was lying, I'd have called him on it. But I've seen him do it. Okay,
well, I believe
it's been done. It's been done. No, look. Everything that we're telling you is shit that we've lived. Okay, I don't have to lie about anything. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you the truth about every damn thing that's got to do with biking shit. Because the same way I told him, you ain't got to worry about it. You could talk and you ride. His worst for when he told me he didn't know what to do, and I said, man, just jump on your motorcycle and commence to ride. He started riding, and next thing you know, he's got followed. He's only one that's coming back and forth from Atlanta to California every year. Next thing you know, man, he's got a posse. He got 20 guys following him out here. They got all these different runs. My people, you don't have to wait for me to ride to enjoy your ride, okay? Because I have to feel it when I ride my bike. Like I don't just go out and just ride my bike every day, I have to have the feeling for my bike. I don't mess with it unless I feel like, because it's like a badass horse, okay? It will get you. Okay. And sometimes I might be feeling a little sluggish, and I know that's not the time to be messing with it, okay? I've learned this through the years. If you're not feeling it, don't feel it. Leave it alone. Ain't going nowhere. Ain't nothing for sale at my house, okay?
When I was given the mission to make Black Sabbath a national motorcycle club, I had really kind of fallen out of being a biker in a club. And Pep called me in 2008 and said he was coming to the Green River Roundup in was it Memphis, Tennessee. So I decided to drive over and see him. I didn't have a motorcycle. I'd gotten rid of my motorcycle. I needed a motorcycle to pay rent or something. I'd gotten rid of my motorcycle, and I drove over to see him. I hadn't seen him in a couple of years. And when I drove over there and I walked into the camp and I walked into his tent, the whole weight of the Black Sabbath hit me again. And Pep told me, son, it's time for you. I've told you about this my entire life. I've told you what I wanted the Black Sabbath to be, and it's time for you to make it happen. I want you to go to Atlanta, reestablish the Black Sabbath. I'd gotten permission to start the Black Sabbath by Skull of the Outcast Nation in 1999, 2000. So when that idiot got on the television, got on a Hollywood show and said, I've actually met the founder of the Black Sabbath Atlanta, and it wasn't Black Dragon. When Big Cell said that, I was like, well, then who in the hell was it? So Pep told me to restart, and so we came back, and Skull gave me permission again in 2009. So we or late 2008, early 2009. So but I didn't have a motorcycle. But I had been given an order by the founder. The order from the father was, start me a national motorcycle club. That was the order. The founder gave me the fucking order. So here I am, like, what do I do next? And I was like, well, sir, I don't have any idea what I'm supposed to do. And he said, you only need to ride that motorcycle and spread our name. And if you get on a motorcycle, you ride that motorcycle and spread our name, they will follow. This is what he said. That's all he said. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell to do. And I start calling every friend that I knew that had motorcycles. And there were 3 or 4 that I knew, and another guy by the name of Pappy knew 3 or 4 people. And we called them all together to start the Black Sabbath, and I had no fucking motorcycle. None. And I would tell the guys what to do. This is how we ride. This is how we put it together. And nobody asked that. They only wanted to know about the brotherhood. I eventually got a motorcycle. It took me a few months to get my money together to get a motorcycle. But we started with ambition and desire and a will to have a brotherhood. So a lot of times when these people be talking this shit about, oh, you don't ride, you don't do this, you don't do that. I helped to expand an entire motorcycle club nation from an idea. Ideas have power. Ideas have thought and emotion, and ideas are where your power comes from, not bullshit and rah-rah. Oh, what does a guy do that falls off of his motorcycle and can't ride anymore? Does he not have the power to still run a club and tell people what to do and make things happen? It's in who you are and what you can accomplish, not in rah-rah bullshit. I don't believe in rah-rah. Rah-rah gets on my nerves. So yeah, I started helped to expand an entire nation. And I didn't have a motorcycle when I got that started, but the people still heard what I had to say. I called all my friends up. They were like, let's do that. And I can never forget Cycle Kings and guns at Cycle King and my coworkers on my job, a guy by the name of Bob. These people, even my boss, a white guy, who said to me, listen, we understand you're starting a motorcycle club. And Bob was telling me you needed to go down. He found a motorcycle for me down in Florida. And Bob Schultz, and he told me, man, you need to go down to Florida to get this motorcycle. Like, everybody helped me. Like, God put these people around me to help me. Even people on my job that didn't know shit about motorcycle clubs. They were like, oh, you're going to be in a gang? But they all came together to help me. My boss says, I'm going to give you my trailer. I said, you're going to give me your trailer? Yeah. So Bob said he found your motorcycle down in Florida. You can't be the boss of a motorcycle club and not have a motorcycle. We're going to make sure you get one. And so God gave me everything I needed to make the chore happen. All I had to do was get started on the chore. All I had to do was get started on the project. And you guys saw what became of the project. So, Black Dragon, you got to ride a motorcycle if you're going to get started again. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe all I got to do is put out the word and the people come running. I ain't had no problems riding a motorcycle.
Are you going to do it?
I ain't never had no problems riding a motorcycle. I stopped riding last year when my club broke my heart. That motorcycle and others are right down there in my garage at the Dragon's Lair in the clubhouse. I'll ride when I feel like it.
So are you going to do it? I sat here and didn't say a whole, didn't say nothing, let you go on your rant. But are you going to do it?
Is that crickets?
I don't know if you stopped writing last year.
I stopped.
Okay, we have established a whole full thing. If you can ride and start it, are you going to do it? Whether you ride or not, are you going to do it?
Well, I'm old now, to be honest with you. I'm old now. Hey, we see you out there, Kev HB. Honor and respect to you. Kev HB is on the national board of the Black Sabbath. I can't remember if he's national VP. I'm not sure what his title is anymore. I apologize for that, but I see you on here, and I see my brothers on here, and I absolutely love. I will always love this club.
Black Sabbath motorcycle members out there that would love to see Black Dragon restart up, because y'all heard that Pep gave him the green light. Let Black Dragon know that y'all would roll for him. And then Black Dragon, we can see you in a vest and a patch again.
Somebody said the last time Black Dragon rode was probably recorded by a camcorder. Y'all are so ugly to me today, man. Ugly.
I'm just saying, anybody out there that's part of that was part of Black Sabbath or would like to ride up under his banner, y'all just let Black Dragon know.
Well, it would never be up under my banner. The Black Sabbath, the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation.
Is that a raise your hand situation?
That's a raise your hand situation. There you go. That's a raise your hand. There you got one. You got one right there. There you go. Black Dragon.
That's the banner that we would ride
Black
under.
Dragon, put the pen to the paper, get it all started up, get your motor running, and like Piper would say. No, that's not Piper. What is it? No, never mind. I was gonna say something. I was gonna quote somebody that Black Dragon don't like.
Who?
Never mind. Never mind.
Like Piper.
Move. It wasn't Piper's quote. That's why I stopped talking.
That's probably the guy.
But y'all get with Black Dragon. Say, Black Dragon, let's do it. Lavish can't do it. Lavish, the national vice president of his club. I can't do it. I'm the president of my motorcycle ministry. So Black Dragon, all we can do is push people your way. There you go, Doc.
There you go. Okay, we've been on an hour and 43. Damn, an hour and 43 minutes.
Oh man.
Spend the day with Dragon.
Right.
Oh, T is in the comments. How can you continue to assume the position of being a national president when you can't even wear your colors in your own state? T,
why can't you? He just got the green light.
No, she's talking about somebody else.
She's talking about that other dude, man, who got told something else, but it's not my business because I ain't part of the club. But it do raise a valid question. How can you? The board should be really concerned about that.
You said that from the beginning.
Correct. I mean, if you are national, you're supposed to be representing your club. And if you can't wear it in that city, then you shouldn't be there. Or somebody else in another area, another state, should be, representing that club to the fullest. And that's still my opinion. If you're the national, you should be making, some type of amends down in the city that you're in so that you are accepted down there as your club. And if you can't do that, then your club doesn't exist in that area. So you shouldn't even be a national in that area.
So definitely every effort to make those amends is being exerted, but it's falling on deaf ears. And, and that's because the fuck up was major.
Making amends. I'm not gonna stay off of this. I'm gonna call you up when I got time.
I actually have made the amends. I can start up down here anytime I feel like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the the dominant here has showed beautiful love towards me and respect, and I have the green light I can start tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, well, I got to roll. I got to go to work.
Motogato says Black Dragon, a Fort Worth member of Hog who's 75 years old, rode over $15,000 last year. You don't stop riding when you get old. You get old when you stop riding.
That's right.
True. No argument there. No argument. All right, man. This has been so cool. I see all my club brothers on here, and I just thank you for the beautiful support of the father of the Black Sabbath Nation. He is been my spiritual advisor. I have never made a move that didn't have his counsel behind me. I talk to this man every day, probably 6 hours a day, and he is what was so cool for me yesterday was y'all got to find out who my boss is. A lot of times y'all don't know that I have a boss. Y'all got to find out who tells me to sit the hell down and shut the F up.
You know what about last night? What I like, and I got to hear, and then I'm talking to Logic with this. I was actually able to hear an interview without the interview.
Without Black Dragon cutting people off.
Yeah, I was able to get a lot of information from the podcast without Black Dragon cutting somebody off and just spending another 4 minutes talking about something to the point where the interviewee forget what they was saying.
Well, he tried. He kept texting. But
he was in that. He was in those comments like this.
Oh boy.
I love you too. I love you guys. Father, any parting words?
Yeah. keep doing what you're doing. I love every second of it because it's always a teaching moment. My mistakes for everybody else are teaching moments. I want everybody to learn from all the mistakes that I've done, and I've done quite a few, and I don't have no problem with passing it down because it's no sense as you bumping your head, and I already bumped mine. To all of my people, club members or not. If you're a biker, I want to talk to you. Maybe I can do something to make you go think straight. And my word is quit doing the dumb shit, guys. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm through.
I will say this. One thing about it, I am not perfect. And I wrote this in every book I've ever put out. And that is this. Everything that I have been against, I probably have once been. So if you talk about somebody that wasn't a good participator, if you're talking about somebody that wasn't a good prospect, if you're talking about somebody that didn't have a motorcycle, if you want to talk about any of those things that you might hear me say, Black Dragon, you're the teacher of MC Protocol. I didn't learn MC Protocol by being a wise owl. I learned it by fucking up and then learning how to do it the right way. And the person with 2 feet in my butt the whole time was that man right there. He taught me everything I know. And he taught me how to lead. And there is no move I've ever made really without him. And I'm so thankful to have his counsel and guidance in my life because I didn't have a father. And so I was very happy. I had a father. I was born, but I didn't have a father that participated in my life. And I was so thankful that someone found me when I was a young person that was just out there. Somebody found me and took me under their shoulder. And every move I've made since that day has been to make him proud and only him. All right. So That's it.
So you see what I was saying, Logic? I asked.
Yeah, we should have been on a long time ago.
I asked Pep, "Do you got any last words?" And then
Right.
Black Dragon had to come back with another 2 minutes.
Absolutely.
It was only a minute. It was only a minute. All right. Okay. You're out of here, man. Let's get you out of here, bro. Because you know.
Hey man, it was a great show and everything, man. Y'all be safe out there, man. And Black Dragon, I want to apologize for you growing up without me, man. I should have been there. I should have did a lot more, about your youth, man. But, I didn't know, man. I didn't know, man. So if I could do it all better again, man, I would have, did a lot better, with your upbringing, man. So I apologize, but I'm out of here, man. Y'all be safe, man. I got to pick on Black Dragon, man. That's what we do. They don't know that behind the scenes.
You happen to be a really great father. I saw your progeny, and that boy is something else, man.
Oh,
he is something else.
Oh yeah.
He stood 10 toes down for his papa, man.
Yeah.
So I was proud of him for you.
We're gonna go ahead and in there. You see that Logic?
I was gonna say,
we trying to get up through here, man. Go ahead, Logic.
Bye. All right, Logic. It's on you, man. Hold on. Here we get you some outro music. And
I remember this one kid.
Yo, what's up, everyone? This your boy Logic over here at Keep It Logical. We had a great long morning today. We thank Pep for coming on and just giving us another extension of the great interview he had last night. So listen, y'all, when you are out there riding, the ice is melting out here in the Metroplex, not ready yet. But when you're out there riding on 2s, on 3s, or even in your car, remember these words: to ride hard, ride safe, and always ride on faith. And keep it logical. Peace.
Hey, it's your boy Black Dragon. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you. And Father, man, happy 78th birthday.
Thank you.
Love you, man.
Many thank you.
Take care. All right. Hey, man, same bad channel, same bad time tomorrow. We won't be 2 hours. Thank you all for being on. Please like, share, and subscribe. And get my newest book, Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Clubs. Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Club, available on Amazon Kindle and at blackdragonsgear.com. And The Art of War for Motorcycle Clubs, both put out this month, both for you. Y'all, take care. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. Peace.